Method number 1, highest common factor, and this is the most common factorization method. We use it when each term has something in common, so a number or a letter or both. And here are the steps to follow, and the steps will only make sense when I actually do it. So highest common factor, basically what we do, we always start by looking at the numbers, so 6 and 12. And we ask ourselves, what is the biggest number that goes into 6 and goes into 12? So 3 would be an example of a number that goes into 6 and goes into 12. 6 divided by 3, that goes in evenly, there's no remainder. 12 divided by 3, that is also has no remainder. However, is that the highest number that goes into both of them? It's not. The highest number that goes into both 6 and 12 is going to be 6. Okay, so first of all, we deal with the numbers. Once we've dealt with the numbers, we then look at the letters. So we have the x squared and the x. And what we want to do with the letters, for letters, we take the smallest power that appears in every term. So we have an x squared and an x to the 1. So we're going to take the smallest power 1, which is going to be x. Now, with factorizing, we have taken out that 6x. So what we do then is we draw a bracket like this. And then we say 6x multiplied by what will give me 6x squared. And that's going to be, so 6x by what gives me 6x squared. We already have the 6. We already have 1x. All we need to do is multiply that by another x. Because 6x times x is 6x squared. Then we do it for the other thing. So we have a plus 12x. 6x, so this thing that we've taken out, what do we have to multiply that by to get 12x? And we always start with the number. Well, we have to get from 6 to 12, so we're going to be multiplying by 2 anyways. We already have the x, so we don't need to attach on another x. So that's our final answer, 6x times x plus 2. And here's the thing about factorizing. It is the opposite of multiplying or expanding. So we can always check our answer. If I were to multiply out this bracket or expand it, 6x times x plus 2, how would I do that? I do 6x by the first thing. 6x by x is going to give me 6x squared. Then 6x by the second thing, 6x by 2, that is plus 12x, which is exactly, now let me get rid of this because it's kind of, which is exactly what we started with, 6x plus 12x. So we're not solving an equation here, we're not doing anything to the 6x squared plus 12x, we're just writing it in a factored form, and factors means these brackets. So that's your final answer. You take out the 6, because that's a number that goes in common. We take out the x, and then we ask ourselves 6x multiplied by what will give me the first thing, and that's going to be x, because 6x times x is 6x squared. And then we say 6x by what will give me 12x. Well, we need to get from 6 to 12, so we need to multiply it by 2, and we already have that x. Hands up if that makes sense. Yeah, all good? Alright. Now the next one, so we're looking at another example here, and if you're getting it, try the next question if you're ahead of me. So now let's look at the next one. We always start with the numbers. So what is the biggest number that's going to go into 15 and 10? It's not going to be 10 because 10 doesn't go into 15. 15 divided by 10 does not work. So the highest number that goes into both 15 and 10 is going to be 5. So we've dealt with the number. Now what we do is we look at the letters. So do these two things here, do these two terms have any letter in common? And they do. This one has an A, this one has an A. So what do? We take out the lowest power, but they're both just A, so we take out A. Now, what about this B here? Well, this thing has a B, but this thing doesn't have a B. So because they don't have it in common, we can't take it out. So 5A is the highest common factor. So once we know that, we draw a bracket, and then we ask ourselves, 5a multiplied by what gives me 15ab? So we start with the number, 5 by what will give me 15? That's going to be 3. And then we already have the a, we need to attach on a b. So it's going to be 3b. And we can check again, 5a by 3b, 5 by 3 is 15, and we'll get ab. Then we do the second thing, 5a by what will give me 10a? Again, what do we have to do to 5 to get to 10? We have to multiply by 2. The a we already have, so that's it, plus 2. And again, that is fully correct. And if you want to check your answer, just multiply out 5a by 3b, 5a by 2, and we'll get back to where we started. Okay? So here now is a bit of a harder question, because we have 2 letters going on and more awkward numbers. So again, we start with the highest number that goes into both of them. Again, 8 won't work here because 12 divided by 8 doesn't go in. So the highest number we can take out of both of these numbers is going to be 4. Okay, now we look at the letters. So let's start with P. We have a P to the power 3 here and a P to the power 2 here, P squared. So what do we do with the letters? We take the lowest power of P, or of the letter. So we take the smallest power. So we're not going to take out P to the 3, we take out P squared. Okay, so that's the P's dealt with. Now we look at the Q's. So we have a Q to the 1 and a Q to the 2. So what can we take out there? We can take out a Q to the 1. Again, the lower power. Now once we've taken that out, it's the same question. And it's a bit tougher, but 4P squared Q multiplied by what will give me 8P cubed Q. So we start with the number. We need to multiply 4 by 2 anyways. We have P squared. We need a P cubed. So we're going to have to multiply by another P. Okay, P squared times P is P to the power 3. We have the Q, so we don't need another Q. So that's that first one dealt with. Now we look at the next one, minus 12P squared Q squared. So again, how do we get from 4 to minus 12? We're going to have to multiply by minus 3. Yeah, because a plus times a minus is a minus. Now we look at the letters. So P squared, we have P squared, we have one Q, we need another Q because that is Q squared. So we're going to multiply by Q. And that's it.